Hey yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is the late night, another late night sesh with me, the football power hour. Botswanapapi is what you can call me. I welcome you warmly and say we're gonna talk about a couple of things today. We're gonna talk about Law 11. You know what Law 11 is? If you don't know, don't worry. Just hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. We will talk about it. Offside law in football. We're going to talk also about officials mic'd up. You know, the one of the newer shows that has now come out. That is Howard Webb and what's his name, Michael Owen in that show as well. We're gonna just like look at that a little bit because more VAR audio has surfaced through that show. I can't believe they decided to make a show out of it. For real. And why does it like the games happened, bruh? Why in the international break now? You know what I mean? How do you make a show out of that? But anyway, we're going to talk about all of that. My name is Botswanapapi, as I said before. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. We will be back in a second. Bruno Fernandez! Okay. Here we go. First things first. We just got to talk about how this, like, it's something that I'm like, why are you guys making a big deal out of this? Why are you not releasing the audio tapes for the VAR conversations early? Like, why is it not even live? These guys don't even, if they want to have like some level of like, oh, we want to just double check to make sure there's nothing offensive or something there, maybe I could give you like a day to go through that. And then the next day it's like, release the tapes, man. Why are we just getting snippets? Anyway, I'm frustrated because we got a snippet. We got a snippet through this show called Officials Mic'd Up. I can't believe, as I said, that they decided to be like, the best idea to go with this is to make a show out of it. How, Sway? Make that make sense, blood. You know? Anyway, so the PGMOL and Howard Webb. Howard Webb is the like the official positioning of it is sort of something like the chief. Howard Webb's official position at the PGMOL is something like this. It is he is the chief refereeing officer, CRO. Oh my God! Another one of those. Make it make sense, blood. But anyway, we're going to talk about really what the show feels like. They're trying to paint the PGMOL in a very, very positive light. There is a little bit of that, but also the show is a little bit like skewed in a way. There's a little bit something about it that feels like it's more biased than objective. Hear me out. Hear me out. Big up to you, by the way, DJ Superfly in the building. Luan in the house as well. Happy Wednesday, Luan. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're over the hump of your Wednesday as well as you, DJ Superfly. Luan says, I actually would watch that. Yo, yeah. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So the best thing that they could actually do, or what they thought is the most appropriate thing to do, was to release tapes of this or snippets of this very, 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 very important, conversation, because right now we're still learning. Let's be honest, VAR is a fairly new thing to the Premier League, and we're still learning the place of it, and we're still learning how to actually integrate it and be effective with it. And I believe the Serie A and Bundesliga were the first um, English top flight leagues to use VAR. So they're a little bit more advanced in how they actually use it and understand it. So today we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the fact that these guys have no clue what they're doing in some aspects, but also we're just not going to debunk them. We have to also look at how they actually are trying to do the job well in a way that feels like the intention is right, but sometimes the execution is a little bit, oh my God, if you get what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and pick out the first little bit that I want to share with you from this show, brand new show called Officials Mic'd Up. Hey, these guys decided to go for box office. Let me open it up in a second. Hold on. Where is that? There we go. So I think the first one that we have to look at is this. I'm gonna just go ahead and share screen in a second. Connor in the building says, off topic, have you seen the interview about Will Smith? Connor, with the off topic, can I tell you something? The last thing that I checked on that was Jada Pinkett saying, we sue it. She was like, almost like in a Tupac-esque mannerism. Like, it was so incredible because she was like on the phone and the press was like invading her space, and then she's trying to get in her car. Yeah, she's trying to, like, did somebody open the door to her vehicle for her? And then she was like, they were like, Jada, any words? And blah, 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 blah. And then she said, we sue it. And then went in, and then it was almost like you could draw a parallel to that, how Tupac behaved to the media, as well as Jada Smith. But anyway, Jada Pinkett Smith. But let's try and get back on topic. Let's talk about this. Mark in the building as well, saying, yo, guys, give me a cheeky like. Papi, I thought you were joining the stream. I just got back to the crib, fam. I was tuned into your stream, though. I was tuned into your stream when I was on the train on my way home. Big up to Jarvis in the building, says, big up King Papi. Connor says, yeah, they sue him because Will got his back. Got his back blown out. Oh, hey yo. Oh my God. And she was unhappy. It wasn't her. Puppy's giggle inducing referee. Okay. That is the new definition of PGMOL. Jarvis, let me open up the thing that I actually want to share before that Will Smith, Jada Pinkett detour, thanks to the lovely Corner in the building. All right, let me share the first little bit that I want to make sure that I highlight with you guys, or to you guys, is this. I just feel like how is it possible that the Premier League is such a league with so much money and wants to identify and call itself the leading league in the world, and is able to attract so much talent, so much money and investment, but they're not able to get enough VAR cameras to be able to make sure that subjective decisions are brought down to a minimal. Because that's where I've always been. It's always like my position with VAR. I want to find out. Are you VAR in, VAR out, or VAR needs some time? Where are you in the spectrum of it? Because this is something that's is a tool. That's at the essence of it. It's like video assistant referee, right? That's what VAR stands for, and it's supposed to assist not impede, not not what's the word? Not confuse. That's the word I was looking for. Not bring more bias, not increase more subjectivity, not be a door opening for inconsistency, because that's what it's seeming to be like. Let's take a closer look at this. All right. Well, if you should take a second and watch the show that I'm talking about called Match Officials Mic'd Up. I can't believe I'm plugging them because they decided to be like, well, this is something that's like worthy and trend worthy or whatever. It's so disappointing for me that they decided to do that. Release the audio at least a day off. Whatever. We've moved on from that point. I made that point. So this is what I want to share with you guys real quick. Here we have the Arsenal game being discussed. Arsenal versus Newcastle, right? And if you listen to this, just take a listen to this snippet that I'm about to share with you. You might end up just saying, is this really the Premier League? Listen to this.
Looking at Gabriel's body position there.
Yeah, but you got a second.
So what we're listening to now, by the way, to make sure you understand the context, is the conversation between the VAR, video assistant referee, the assistant VAR, who's the second personnel in the VAR hub room, and then there's a third person who's a replay operator. There's the person that draws the line. So the VAR sort of has this responsibility of making sure that they find evidence, right? They find evidence that can maybe be recommended for review to make sure that an on-field decision is not disputable. Right? So now listen to this conversation between the VAR and assistant VAR.
Looking at Gabriel's body position there, his shoulder.
So they're talking about, I'll just share the image right now for this moment. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, but you got the secondary most is the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
First, if that
So
helps.
now you've got a.
So now you've got to decide, because you've got, I don't know where the ball is, because the ball is being hidden from Joelinton here. So you don't know where the ball is, and you've got no conclusive evidence of Gordon being ahead of the ball.
Oh my God!
Okay. So now we're listening to evidence right now of an angular, not enough evidence, not enough conclusive evidence. And if you watch this game and you've been following this, there's another action that leads in the same attacking phase of play where the ball it's not really clear that the ball is over the line, and it's not it's not over the line, and it's because of the angle that we have. And this is such a disgrace, in my opinion. How can you have VAR having inconclusive evidence? Where's the money? Why are you not able to afford drones? Guys, for me, this feels like a disgrace and a cheat and almost like 007-esque behavior. And for that, I'll play the music for the PGMOL. Inconclusive evidence because you do not have enough angles. I'm not about that. I am not about that at all. I do not accept that. I feel like that is totally, in the words of Antonio Conte, totally unacceptable. So here's the thing. By the way, if you're just joining, big up to you. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. We're talking about this new show called Match Officials Mic'd Up. Why is it a show, Sway? How? Explain that to me. All right, let's move on from that little moment, right? When we have the assistant VAR saying we do not have conclusive evidence of Gordon being ahead of the ball. All right. funny enough, this is not even the most subjective thing about this phase of play, because if you move on a little bit further, I think around right here, 6 minutes. Let's listen to what Howard Webb was saying, because Michael Owen asked Howard Webb about this tape, right? This VAR audio and visuals that we just witnessed.
Analysis since the situation suggests that was
so yeah, he's talking to Michael Owen. I explained that.
A correct non-intervention because of the subjectivity. And then one of those unusual situations where the ball goes between two players, and trying to identify exactly when the ball leaves Joelinton is really difficult to establish.
Why is it difficult to establish, Howard Webb?
Because of the players being so close together. So
what? That is totally unacceptable. The players being so close together? That is ridiculous for a league that has so much resources. What? I think that's a cop-out. I don't know. You let me know if you disagree or agree, or if you think I'm overreacting, because I think to say that the players were too close together and we had 3 angles that we could look at and we couldn't determine exactly like who, bro, as I'm saying, this is not even the most subjective thing about this phase of play, is because Joelinton, if you look at that moment, if you look at that goal, right? This right here, this actually the picture that I was just on, we see two hands making contact with an Arsenal player. By the way, I hate Arsenal. I would never want points to go to Arsenal, but I just want points for consistency in VAR. That's the whole point of why we're having this conversation and looking at some of these pictures and reviewing some of this footage. It's like, why is this the case? Let's move along. All right. So the whole thing about it is, as I mentioned earlier on, is that the referee, if you watch this whole thing in its entirety, you'll realize that there's a little bit of a pattern where the referee makes an on-field decision and the VAR actually asks, what is your on-field recommendation, right? Then they say whatever, penalty, whatever, offside, whatever. And then the whole thing is, the job of the VAR is to look at all the incidents in that attacking phase of play and to make sure that there is not enough evidence to refute that on-field decision. If there is something that it seems like it's evidence that should be brought up to the table, they say, referee, hold on a second, before you award that, we're going to recommend that you have an on-field replay. That is the protocol. That seems to be like the culture that they're trying to really, really, harness. I understand that the whole thing is like decisions have to be made quickly. We want the game not to lose its momentum, but we also want this technology to be used as a tool to help make sure that this game is as fair as possible, right? I want to also say, as much as the way that it seems like they're using it, in my opinion, it feels like it's not exactly optimal. And this is why. This moment that we just talked about, right? The referee saying, we don't, Howard Webb saying that the players are too close or whatever. Look at this moment right here. 2 minutes into this, right? We're still on the Arsenal-Newcastle game. Look at this moment.
Okay, no problem. There could be a handball I don't see a specific foul on Gabriel. I see 2 hands on his back, but I don't see anything of a push.
VAR says, I don't see a specific foul on Gabriel. by Joelinton. I see 2 hands on his back, but I don't see anything of a push that warrants him flying forward like that. Okay, so this statement here, we're now realizing that the VAR is able to be what? A little bit critical of how much force is involved, how much a push is a push. You know, he's able to judge. Now, I want to take you guys back to the moment when Manchester United was playing Manchester City. If you remember correctly, the first decisive action of that game was a penalty that was awarded to Manchester City. How was this penalty awarded, Sway? I'll explain to you. Haaland had his arm, there's evidence. I will not be one of those Manchester United fans that says, oh, there is somebody in the house. His name goes by Mark. You know, he was very defensive of Haaland. And for me, I say there was clear evidence that Haaland has his arm on Rodri. Now, Rodri deserves an Oscar for spinning almost like a full 360, you know, because he actually made a meal out of that moment of contact, right? He made sure, in my opinion, he made sure he sold and oversold the moment to the point where, you know, VAR or the assistant VAR or whoever, they were just like, hold on, referee, hold on. With your on-field decision, we're going to ask you to go look at this and review what you're saying, you know? So why is it that like we are allowing a little bit of a subjectivity thing with, you know, subjectivity analysis from VAR in another game, and then when it comes to another game, we're not allowing it? How? I don't know.
Make it make sense, blood.
Just a football fan trying to understand the rules. The first, like, this third of, well, almost like we've done a third of the season so far. The first third of the season has been filled with refereeing crisis after refereeing, you know, crisis. And then, like, it just doesn't make sense, you know. It doesn't make sense. Montana in the building says the problem with VAR is it's looking at a lot of things at once. The main reason for VAR in that play was that the ball being out of play. The rest was just gibberish. Montana, and you know what? They are feeding us gibberish. Montana went on to say someone suggested that the ref on the pitch make the decision to review what he feels as a mistake he made on the pitch. Bring back behind the goal refs to help with unseen skirmishes in the box. You know, Montana, what you're saying makes me actually want to just highlight this for a second. Look at this. Howard Webb. Like we listened to him a little bit earlier on when he was talking about, oh, well, you know, talking about the proximity, right, of Joelinton and Gabriel, right? But then there is also something that he mentions a little bit later. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Is it over here?
Yeah, but you got the secondary most is the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right.
No. We already saw that part. I want to show you the part where Howard Webb was talking, and I'm like, hold on a second, Howard. I think it's here.
The situation suggests that was a correct non-intervention because of the subjectivity. And then one of those unusual situations where the ball goes between 2 players and trying to identify exactly when the ball leaves Joelinton is really difficult to establish because of the players being so close together. So
we saw that part, and then so okay, aha.
So again, no conclusive evidence that Gordon was offside when the ball was last touched to him, and therefore the VAR went through that diligently and identified no clear evidence to intervene to overturn the goal. So the process actually was correct.
A couple of other big incidents in the game.
Process was correct, brother. The process was flawed.
Someone early on said, trust the process. My thought was, what's the process?
Luis' Rory went down like he was. he went down like a crazy ballerina. Munches big up bots and the chat. Mark says, "Papi, make me a mod, bro." Mark, what's that a mod? It's just you, Jarvis, and Luan and DJ Superfly and Corner. Ain't nothing to mod over here. We're just talking about the match officials mic'd up, man. Mark, I just want to just show you a moment. Hold on. 4 minutes. At 4 minutes, right here. This is another moment that I wanted to. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you got the second rear most is the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
First, if that
So
helps.
now
we're checking.
you've
Okay, we talked about that moment. It's the Howard Webb moment that I'm looking for. I can't find it right now. Hold on. It's a Howard Webb moment, and he basically what he says is he's explaining that very, very first incident where the ball is like it kind of crosses the byline, but it's not really crossing the byline. And then, he just says, he just brushes it off as like, well, we don't have enough evidence. And then I'm like, you cannot accept that as a standard for real. That does not make sense. Anyway, we're going to move from that and just say, for me, the whole position about VAR right now, it just does not seem like it's one of those things where it's working out well. And we need to really, really do a thorough review of how it's being implemented. Because there is, right now, I also still want to just credit them and say there is a little bit of a protocol that I respect from watching this show. You understand that, okay, these guys are making decisions in a very, very, very short period of time. And actually, about like they have a couple of minutes at most, like 3 minutes at most, or 2 minutes. And ideally, VAR decisions should last like a minute. They should just have enough people to make sure that they're looking at the incident thoroughly. Why is it just like 2 people, the VAR and the assistant VAR? Why is it not 4 people? What, you know what I mean? These guys are not on the field. They're doing this remotely. Provide the link to the other 2 referees, man. Come on. Anyway. Something that I want to make sure that I talk about today is before we wrap up the stream, by the way, is the fact that the goal that what's his name? The goal that Scott McTominay scored and it was assisted by Garnacho was ruled out offside. We talked a little bit about it and said, yesterday, and we reviewed the footage because that was the first little audio excerpt that like surfaced, and we talked about it a little bit, and I respect the thoroughness of that assistant VAR, and I just want to put some respect on that and just say, as much as like the negative things, there's still some positive things that they're actually doing. It's the equivalent of like, when you get pulled over by a cop and like the cop is new at that job or like fairly new in the trade, and they want to like get like a speeding ticket in there for the books, and like, they're not going to give you any slack, and it's the equivalent of that. That's what Manchester United ran up against, because when you look at the footage, Maguire does try to play the ball. Maguire does try to actually, he does try to actually like, even though he doesn't, he stops out. I believe his name is Reed, the Fulham defender, and Garnacho reaches it, and then he squares the ball to McTominay. McTominay scores, but whatever. That was a little bit of an unfortunate moment where we got pulled over by the wrong police. The VAR police got us there, rightfully so. I will put some respect on that name for that, and also how they get to that decision making too. It means like the whole forum is actually conducive enough for the assistant VAR to not feel inferior, to be like, oh, I'm just an assistant. I can say what I see and recommend to the official VAR, and then they can decide what they want to do with that information with the on-field referee. So at the end of the day, there's like how many people? So we got the on-field referee, the 2 assistant referees that are on the field, the linesmen, the VAR official, the assistant VAR, the replay operator, 6 people that are in charge of making sure that like the decisions that are taken on the pitch are fair and just. So I just want to say they can do better. They can do better. You just gotta just watch the rest of this show, because I'm not gonna spend time in showing all of it. But I just ask for consistency. If that one hand on Haaland, by Haaland on Rodri is a penalty, then you have to make sure that like you're judging the situations in the same way with the same criteria. Don't seem to try and make it up every match day that you feel like. You know what I mean? Anyway, another thing that we have to talk about today is the fact that Sir Jim Ratcliffe seems to be cleaning up the house. He seems to be the man that is in here to actually say, yo, I'm part of the new ownership, so you men better listen to me, because I am the new boss in town. So Montana, by the way, on the VAR point says we didn't need VAR in the first place. Remember, the main complaints for years was goal line technology that was solved, and all this bombing and tugging between players is part of the game, says Montana. That makes a lot of sense. Like, it's a contact sport at the end of the day, right? Mark says, Luen, good night. Why are you saying Luen good night when Luen is just saying hello, Mange? I don't understand. Luen saying that she's going to bed. If you're going to bed right now, Luen, good night. But you're going to bed too early. I know you're in Canada. It's 7:30 right now, so you shouldn't be going to bed. Anyway, we were talking about how Sir Jim Ratcliffe is out here cleaning up the house. I almost feel like, it's one of those moments where right now everybody in Manchester United feels like that job is not really secure. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is coming in with his own ideas of wanting to appoint a director of football, wanting to appoint, some key personnel in the backroom stuff, and which was what we need, which is what we desperately need. We totally need that at Manchester United right now. We are in need of a revolution. And that means, like, it's not that one of those cosmetic kind of revolutions. We need cleaning from the bottom, top down, everything. And I really appreciate what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is, the fresh of energy that he's bringing in. I just want to acknowledge that I was not a big fan of the situation. I was more Qatar all the way. And it's unfortunate that Qatar did not work out. Here we are. Sir Jim Ratcliffe managed to finagle his way in. Question remains about how this, how his investment is going to infiltrate and actually, be available for upgrades into, the club and into for transfers and all that stuff. So all those things are still up in the air right now. But what we know is Sir Jim Ratcliffe pretty much, in my opinion, forced what's his name? John Murto. He's forced Richard Arnold, to be like, yo, here's the situation. Manchester United, I'm writing a little letter. I'm gonna be resigning. Right now, this is the whole thing. Is like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is coming in with his fresh ideas, and I think we're in dire need for that. We are in desperate need for some rejuvenation. And also, what ends up also the flip side of the story is like the Glazers also have a shield. The Glazers have a shield to lie back on and just say, well, you know, Richard Arnold is gone, and right now, you know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the person that's actually going to be, you know, the one who's in charge of sporting things. So if you got any arrows to throw, you gotta, you know, direct them at Sir Jim Ratcliffe. It's a little bit of a win for them, actually a big win, not a little bit. It's a very, very big win for the Glazers at the end of the day. When you really look at it, it's like they just bought a new umbrella and got some free money. Pretty much. And they're just chilling. All they can do is make sure that they do not miss the next time when there's time to collect dividends, because they know that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to come in with some new energy, employ some people that are actually know what they're doing, and then he would want to make sure that his 25% is also, you know, a little bit of a it has some value, so that he gets his money back, and the Glazers get some money back too. So it's one of them things where it's just like, for me, I am disappointed by it. Really, 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 like, how did we get here? But at the end of the day, we have to face the reality of the situation. Qatar is never going to come. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is here. We have to try and be a little bit more imaginative and be a little bit more objective as well, in terms of like what our future at Manchester United looks like. We've been traumatized by the Glazers. Some people say, oh, as long as the Glazers are here, the club will never succeed. But it's time to actually say, really? Would there be a moment where Manchester United starts to be successful still with the Glazers in the shadows and the right people in the limelight? The ones that are making the day-to-day activities of the club, the ones that are micromanaging every little move that the club makes. Maybe, just maybe, could the Glazers have just found the person that cares and has learned a little bit about how to actually run a club, from, you know, his involvements with Nice and his previous other involvements as well. You know that this guy has had ambitions of owning a club and knowing how to make a club successful. So today, I guess there is that call upon all of us as Manchester United fans. Is like, could it be possible that Manchester United could rise up again with Sir Jim Ratcliffe sitting passenger side of the Glazers, driving us forward? I don't know. It's just a question. People are drinking the Ratcliffe Kool-Aid. Maybe because it's hot, Munch. And the Kool-Aid is what's being available, Munch. I don't know. It's like Ratcliffe is the only guy who said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and buy the 25%. Why did Sheikh Jassim decide to say, I'm not going to restructure my bid? Or even after Ratcliffe announced, like, this is what's going, why can Sheikh Jassim still has some time to be like, yo, I know I withdrew, but I've had a change of heart. I don't know. It's just one of them things. It's a real serious question that we have to face, man. Is it possible that Manchester United can be successful with Sir Jim Ratcliffe available? Luan says, sorry, Mark, didn't see that. Good night to you, Manj. I completely agree. Waiting for him to impress me. Yes, we're waiting. We're waiting for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to say, yo, we are going to be competing, and this is how. We are going to be the number one club again, and this is how. You know, I'm waiting for that moment. Mark says his failures at Nice and in Sweden. Can he be one of those people that learn from their failures, though? It's possible. Mark says, why should Sheikh Jassim bid against himself? He's the only person bidding for full ownership. No, well, if you understand that the owner does not want to sell, then maybe you can go ahead and be like, all right, if the only way in is through buying the 25%, I'll offer you more money than the 25%. If all you're selling, because that's pretty much what this kind of feels like it was, right? The Glazers said, hey, we are actually not doing a full takeover like the media ran with. All they announced was like, yo, the club is potentially for sale, but we're also looking for alternative forms of investments. And, you know, everybody on Twitter X and everybody on the internet streets decided to run with, oh, the club is being sold. Oh, the club is being sold. Man, them guys didn't want to sell the club. Them guys were just trying to raise money. And selling the club was just the Kool-Aid. Talking about Kool-Aid. Glazer Kool-Aid is what we drank. All of us. I feel Qatari. I never feel Qatari because I drank some Glazer Kool-Aid. That's the Kool-Aid that we drink. Now, we're in this situation where they said 25% is all that's available. Couldn't Sheikh Jassim say, well, if Jim wants to give y'all whatever, X amount, I'm going to give you X amount plus Y amount. You know what I'm saying? That's one way to be like, if you're really passionate about it, that's how you do it. That's how you don't let anybody else outbid you and that's that competitive spirit. It's almost like a transfer negotiation for a player. Anyway, big up to Ed Woodward in the building. Says the VAR audio on Maguire offside is crazy. It is literally.
Oh my God!
It's that assistant VAR. We got pulled over by the wrong police, Ed Woodward. Big up to you, my man. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Manchester. If he really cared about Manchester United, he would have gone for the full sale. Munch, can we just like munch? These guys didn't want to do a full sale at all. We're the one that drank the Kool-Aid of the full sale. No, they didn't know. He's just getting in bed with the Glazers because the Glazers they were like, the only option is getting in bed. Do you understand the situation? Can we really understand the situation? These guys own the club. They don't care. Look at the guy's hairstyle. Does that guy look like somebody who cares about what the room thinks? The guy with the ponytail, but also a bald head. They don't care, bro. We are the ones that cared and went with the Kool-Aid of we want Qatar, we drinking, we even wanted for 24 hours we wanted Elon Musk, I remember that moment. We wanted Elon Musk. And then Zuckerberg for like maybe 6 hours, he also affected the share price. And then he was like, And then, it's been a crazy 12 months with these guys. But the main point is we got to this point where we went with the first part of the statement and didn't read the second part of it. And then now we're here, only 25% was available. That's what they said behind closed doors. If you go offer somebody 7, like more than what they, no. If you're going to offer somebody, bro, listen. Mark, listen. If you're going to offer somebody 25% and say, this is what I'm selling to you, there's somebody else who's offering more money than you actually thought the club was worth. Like, think about it, mate. Be objective for a second and say, you're in no pressure to sell. This is your club. This is your... Bro. Man says, am I lying? DJ Superfly says, we still want Qatar. Man says, we... Who is we? The Man United fan base, fam. The Manchester United fan base ran with the, because I remember the share price, that 24 hours when Elon Musk, they were like, whoa. Don't spend that money on Twitter. He's going, like, we were talking about Apple, better Wi-Fi in Old Trafford. Bro, don't get me started on that. We talked about better, even like having like chargers under the seats. Seats that had like heating, bro. We talked about Elon Musk, bro. No, fam. This Manchester United fan base. This is like was so big that unfortunately some of the crackheads in our fan base talked about that as a reality. Sir Jim offering 1.25 billion for 25%. So why couldn't Jim offer 3.25 billion for 25%? Anyway, that is the situation on that. But the main thing is Sir Jim Ratcliffe is starting to clean up houses and to clean up the house. And I'm wondering, in your opinion, who is the next person to be swept by the Sir Jim broom? Because this broom is coming. It's coming for some people. It's coming for some people, and it is not going to stop anytime soon. I have like a little bit of a. We talked about Gary O'Driscoll, right? The other day, appointed recently by Manchester United after his 16 or 14-year stint at Arsenal. But today, obviously, the news came out that Richard Arnold has decided to step down, right? Can we just talk about this little conspiracy theory real quick that I want to credit to the Machicushna, my homie? He said, how is it so that Richard Arnold, right, chief executive, steps down after how many years has he been here? 16 years, right? 16 years at the club. He steps down. But the day before, there's a guy called Cooperman, some U.S. billionaire guy, Leon Cooperman, who purchases 1 million shares in Man United worth 13.5 million.
Oh my God!
How? We all know the takeover has been imminent. We all know it's been happening next week. It's been happening next week, bro, for the last year. But there's a U.S. billionaire called Leon Cooperman who bought, this man bought 1 million shares in Man United. And then the next day, Richard Arnold steps down. For me, that smells like some insider trading.
Oh my God!
For me, that sounds like some homies know some information behind the scenes and they just share, they're shameless with it. They're like, no, Richard. Okay, Monday is the funeral. Tuesday, let me buy the shares. Wednesday, you resign. I'm wondering what's happening on Thursday. Manchester United, is a telenovela, Get these Glazers out, says Superfly. Luan says, I never wanted Elon Musk. Don't put me in the crackhead category. Kenny says, Elon Musk is a troll mention. He did, guys. Let's not act like he never said he's a Manchester United fan. And there were some people that were like excited by that for a hot second. Big up to man says, I'm out of here, boss. I'll catch you Friday. By the way, Kenny Fan TV, don't go anywhere, huh? Don't go anywhere. Munch is challenging you, Kenny Fan TV. We're going to have to do a Friday happy hour one of these days, maybe the next one or the one after that, where it's just Munch versus Kenny Fan TV. For real. One of these days. Lued, you're in the side eye. to the Elon Musk claims. Lued is real, though. It's real. Elon Musk did proclaim himself as a Manchester United fan. But anyway, let us move away from that and say, as long as we get a little bit of clarity on what this Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to actually be doing, you know, peeping for the competition. Yo. Mark says he's gonna be there also on Friday. We will be there. But let me direct the conversation to this right away. We talked about Elon Musk. We talked about Sir Jim and the VAR. We talked about that. I want to really quickly say, if you're just tuning in, big up to you. Hit the like button. We're going to quickly look at some interesting football news that have been that I found rather fascinating, and they made me say, say what? Let me go ahead and say, my name is botswanapapi. Big up to you, Mark. This Friday is Kahoot. Mark is in the building. Mark is backstage. We're going to talk about that conversation, especially on the Friday happy hour, because I know it's a longer conversation, Mark. I know you wanted to have your say on it. Share with you guys that Alejandro Garnacho, our star boy, Alejandro Garnacho, our should-be number 7, our Argentinian boy, he was left out of the Argentinian squad, Let's take a good... This is the man that I'm talking about, the young man that I'm talking about, by the way. Alejandro Garnacho, it's international break right now, but Garnacho was left out of the Argentinian national team, and the coach Scaloni said Alejandro's non-call-up is due to a form issue.
Oh my God!
During the last calls, he did not have minutes, and we have to think about human aspect as well too. He's on our radar and will be part of our plans.
But what the hell, boy?
Scaloni, come on, Scaloni. Like, this is making me feel like, why are you sabotaging the little kid's career so quickly, Pardon me for that sneeze, but this is Alejandro Garnacho right before the call-up, and this is Alejandro Garnacho after the Argentinian call-up. Should we be worried about Garnacho being left out of the Argentinian squad or no? I'm curious if this is like something to worry about. Has the star boy, our star boy, become a star too soon because he was like shushing people, like, or what? Like, for me, like, he was just starting to get into the rhythm, of Manchester United starting 11, of what it means to be a left winger. And I don't really see like there was a dip in form. And Scaloni is out here saying our exclusion of Garnacho was due to form. I'm like, Scaloni, come on now. I know you're the Argentinian coach and I have a lot of respect for you, but nah.
Make it make sense, blood.
For me, it doesn't add up, Like, what dip in form? Because he's a 007 agent? Because he's just, like, is he using stats or is he actually watching the games? Mason Greenwood 07. What's wrong with his form, says Luan. Scaloni. What's wrong with Scaloni? Because for me, I feel like Garnacho deserves to still start in that position, And Rashford deserves to start on the right. That's how I feel like the Manchester United dynamic works right now. You know, Kenny Fan TV says Garnacho is me. Oh, he's developing still. I'm sure he'll come good. Kenny Fan TV is on Scaloni's side. Really? Is he mid? Is it meaty? All that means is that he's rested for our next games. That's the brighter side, you know. That's the more the positive side is that Luen, he will not be injured. You know, he will not be injured. He will be available when we face Everton, Galatasaray. Garnacho will be there because this whole thing of making sure that I love international breaks, but when you players are just out there playing competitive. Today we saw Ousmane Dembele in the French national team and Tchouaméni. Actually, Tchouaméni now has an injury because of a run-up that he had with his Ousmane Dembele. And now the Real Madrid squad is in a crisis that was unprecedented thanks to the international break. Look at the Real Madrid squad, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the problems that they are having. Bellingham, gone. Cruz, available. Valverde, only one available. Tchouaméni, as of today, gone. Modric, only other one available. Camavinga, gone. Problems. A crisis at Real Madrid induced by what? International break. For me, that's why I don't like it. That's why I'm not a very, very big fan of it. Big up to you, Luen, for looking at the brighter side and saying, yes, keep our star boy fresh. Matter of fact, give him like those kind of quotations so that like he keeps, he's more motivated and be like, what? You're not going to select me? It's a win-win for us, I think, as Manchester United fans, right? Let's move on and see what the next one. By the way, David Beckham was seems like he's big up to you, Kenny Fan TV, because you'll enjoy this one. David Beckham was India's lucky charm in the Cricket World Cup semi-final. David Beckham was in attendance. David Beckham was there. Look at David Beckham giving India all the luck. It looks like this man, and he gave what's his name? He gave Messi the luck too. Messi's last stint in MLS when Messi needed the luck. So, and Messi ended up winning that Ballon d'Or. So maybe David Beckham coming in with that good luck charm, So Kenny Fan TV, let's see how India goes with this. Anyway, moving on from David Beckham. I just want to go ahead and say, I remember the other day we wanted to show the footage of Cole Palmer listening in to Erling Haaland and the Manchester City team talk, and that video was taken out due to copyright stuff. But it was very interesting because during the international break, players get a chance to actually talk about things in a little bit of a more relaxed way. But it was kind of funny to hear Cole Palmer just, speak in a very, very relaxed way that I found, jovial and enjoyable, and say, yay, this boy got a little sense of humor, He's got a sense of humor. And look at this. Cole Palmer saying, about that team talk where he was pushed away by Erling Haaland. He was like, I didn't hear anything. I was just having a laugh, to be honest. I think Haaland found it funny, but the others didn't. And if you saw Jack Grealish's face, you would have known Jack was not playing around. It was time to be competitive. They were like not caring about Cole Palmer being like a former Manchester City boy, Jarvis is in the building, by the way, asking a very, very big question. Jarvis, before I read Jarvis's question, I want to say guys, don't forget to give Mark a like on his channel. Drex and him had a stream earlier. I was out. I was to feature but couldn't make it. Help all the channels in our community grow. Make sure you do that, guys. Mark, MUFC fan, I'm gonna ask him to come plug the channel. But I'm sure if you just search that on YouTube, you will definitely see it. Luan says, put the link in the chat. Yeah. Do that, Mark. Actually, yes, do that. By the way, Drax in the building. Hope that you're doing well, mate. Never miss Rob in the building saying, if I speak, never miss Rob. Speak, because we're speaking, we're just speaking about just the football news that's happening around, some interesting stuff. We talked about Cole Palmer. Oh, by the way, you might enjoy this. This is a little bit, Connor, you like to veer off a little bit from the football, but you might enjoy this. J. Cole and Drake recreated the Messi Ronaldo picture. What do you guys think of this? Are these guys doing too much? What is it was a little funny for me to watch, but in a weird way, I feel like they swapped. J. Cole should be the Messi and Drake should be the Ronaldo. What do you think? Interesting. Kenny says KG was shocked when I said Greenwood should come back to Man United. Ooh, you out here talking about Greenwood, Kenny Fan TV. Hey, Greenwood is a very, very tricky one. Ballon d'Or winner Mason Greenwood, says Mark. Mark is pro Greenwood coming back as well. Never miss Rob is probably talking about that now when he says, if I speak. Luan says, is that Drake? That was Drake and J. Cole recreating the Lionel Messi and Ronaldo picture, which was very, very interesting. Drake is a Manchester United supporter, says Luan. Yo, Drake is supporting the right team. Here is the link, by the way. Make sure you hit that link on the chat to support the Mendem. Make sure we are out here supporting each other, guys. Talking about supporting each other, the Manchester United family keeps on growing. Today, I feel you have to know, if you're a Red, that the Manchester United family has extended one more time, and Diego Dallo has got a baby Red that was just born today. Congratulations to Dallo. Congratulations to Diogo Dallo for that. That's incredible. Anytime we have new life, support him, support. We support that. So I think we have a new Red in our family. That's Diogo Dallo's daughter, born today. Some of the thing that I found interesting, by the way, other than the Drake and J. Cole thing, Luan, is Erling Haaland had an encounter with somebody who is a celebrity, and she goes by the name of Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian basically said, I was in Italy and I saw Erling Haaland and I freaked the F out because I know my son would have been so excited. So I'm like, I'm such a loser. FaceTiming at this event, being like, Saint, you'll never guess who I ran into.
Oh my God!
That's a really horrible Kim Kardashian impression, but yeah, that was I was like, what is this world turning into? Erling Haaland out here running into Kim Kardashian, and Kim Kardashian being a big fan of Erling. This is crazy. It's crazy. This feels like now the footballers are the more famous people on the planet than the American celebrities, than the what are they called? Influencers. That's the word that I was looking for. I don't know. It's just a little weird to me, you know. But I don't know. Some other people will be like, whatever, don't care. It's Kim Kardashian. She can say what she wants. She can FaceTime her kid if she wants. But like, you know, we all know Haaland definitely enjoyed that and is you know, not mad. You wouldn't be mad if you're Haaland, right? Put yourself in Haaland's shoes for a second and be like, Kim Kardashian is out here fanning out, you know, meeting me. You know, all I'm saying is if the Kim Kardashian curse, I'm waiting on it. If she met Haaland and the Kardashian family do what the Kardashian family do, anything to stop Manchester City, man. I'll be here for it. I'll be here for it. By the way, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. I want to thank you. We've reached the hour mark so quickly. I actually I didn't go into all the updates that I wanted to go into, but there will be time. Thursday, we will be here. Also Friday for the happy hour, we will be here. Yeah, support one more time. Make sure you support Mark MUFC fan and also the homie Kenny Fan TV as well. Omo, by the way, said Greenwood should come back. He should have never left. Arnold messed it up. Is that partially why Arnold, you know, Richard Arnold messed up in the way he handled that, you know? Because I remember one time prior to the Richard Arnold and Manchester United announcing that Greenwood is, you know, there is evidence online. You can look for it. Richard Arnold had recorded a video to the Manchester United fans, for the Manchester United fans, explaining why we should let Greenwood back. And then from there, he was like, "Oh, I think the signs on the Thursday night, signs were pointing towards a Greenwood return. But by the weekend, they were like, oh, no, it's not looking good, blood. It's not looking good, bruv. Let's go ahead and reverse that situation." So it's one of those things where I feel, what's his name? Richard Arnold really messed up, and he knows that he messed up in the handling of that. And it's not just that, it's just there's many other situations that could have been handled better. But anyway, it's good. It's good that there's a guy called Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and he's got a broom, and he's sweeping out some of these guys who don't seem like they know what they're doing. Congrats to Jallo and the new Red Baby supporter that we have in the house, says Mark. Yes, Luen has subbed to Mark. Big up to you, Luen, for doing that. We appreciate that so much. No matter how much money some people have, they'll always be 100% truth bomb from Luen right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing from Luen. Would you take Sir Jim Ratcliffe in a Champions League title in the next 5 years, or Qatar coming in with no titles in the next 5? Oh, Jarvis, why are you gonna ask the toughest question when they're ending the stream, brother? Sir Jim Ratcliffe and a Champions League title in the next 5 years, or Qatar coming in, no titles in the next 5. Qatar coming in, no titles in the next 5. You didn't say 3 titles after that 5, right? I'm really trying to like weigh the options, Jarvis, right now, the way they're being presented. And I think from the way the options are presented, bro, it's been so long, man. I need that Champions League title. I'm shameless. I need the Champions League title. I need it because the Qatar coming in, does it guarantee a Champions League title? Objectively, it should, because they have enough money. But like from your options, Jarvis, you're saying no title in the next 5 years. Neither there's a guarantee for a title after that. No, I see the dilemma that you're trying to give me, but I'm just trying to like find a loophole, Jarvis. That's all. I'm trying to get out. I think Qatar would do it better because they clear debt and invest more, says Mark. I mean, at the end of the day, you want somebody who's not going to be looking for money out. They just want to, they purchase the thing because they care about the thing and they are passionate about it. And they, like Roman Abramovich settings where they don't mind making a loss because they have money. They still won't lose that private jet if they make X amount of loss, because they're billionaires and they can take a couple of millions like going down the drain, That is really, really the ideal situation, let's be honest. Omo says Arnold was clueless the moment he became director of football. So is the fact that we have the interim director of football. But anyway, that's another can of worms. I do not want to open that right now. Compost Smurf, I hope that you're doing good. Big up to you. Big up to you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I didn't know you were around. Let's clap hands for Compost Smurf. Happy Wednesday, Compost Smurf. Long years ahead, more patience required. That's what we have to pretty much have as Manchester United fans. Whether I see what Jarvis is trying to do, maybe Sir Jim Ratcliffe looks like a 5-year fix, but could it be possible that the fix is longer than 5 years? Could it be possible that the 5 years they do something, make some choices, and 7 out of those are great, and then 3 out of those are bad, and then they learn from those 3, and then we keep on improving? At the end of the day, is like, as Manchester United fans, we have to look at it this way and say we are in a rebuild. And we're not the only rebuild that is going on. There's a rebuild going on at Newcastle, a rebuild at Arsenal, a rebuild at Chelsea, a rebuild at what's the other one? Arsenal. We mentioned that one. Like these rebuilds that are like all different in their own ways, And ours could just be maybe 3 personnel away from fixing. Who knows? I guess the point of today's stream was really, could we imagine a moment where Sir Jim Ratcliffe brings more than just the 5 years that Jarvis mentioned, where we have super important success and a really, 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 really deep-rooted rebuild from top to bottom in terms of the footballing personnel, because at the end of the day, we're a football club. And if the people that make the footballing decisions are actually knowing what they're doing, then maybe our resources might just be allocated a little bit better. That's the question. Sergeant Ratcliffe, I have seen the light, says Omo. Compose says the Premier League is harder to win than Champions League these days. Hey, somebody got to dethrone Pep. You're right. The Premier League is harder to win than the Champions League these days. But also, I feel like Pep is not going to be able to defend that Champions League. But that's another topic for another day. Guys, I've been trying to end the stream. Big up to y'all. Thank you so much for your comments. I really, really appreciate y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. My name is Botswanapapi. Don't forget to hit the like button because you know what? You and I feel like we are
combination.